Welcome to Massanutten Regional Library's online book reviews. I'm Randy, and today we'll be looking at 4 picture books. The first book we're going to look at is Annie and Her Tower of Giraffes. 4-year-old Annie explored the many wonders at Chicago's Brookfield Zoo until her bright blue eyes spotted a towering, elegant creature. Wow! Annie gazed into the giraffe's big brown eyes and refused to leave. Eventually, her mother insisted, "Time to go." This book by Karlin Gray is illustrated by Apnarma Varma, tells the story of Annie Ingus Dog, who first observed a giraffe at this zoo when she was 4. From that moment, she was hooked on giraffes. But try as she might, she never found any books in the library about giraffes or ever learned about them in school. She even went to university and studied zoology in hopes of learning about giraffes, but there was still no information on giraffes. Then, in 1956, at the age of 23, she travels all the way to South Africa alone to study giraffes in the wild. This was the first time any Westerner had studied African animals in their native habitat. This was 4 years before Jane Goodall's famous research on chimpanzees. Even after her original research, she was not able to land a job as a tenured professor. These jobs were overwhelmingly given to men. Well, she went on to write the first scientific book on giraffes, and over 20 books total. She wrote about giraffes, animal behavior, women's rights, the environment, and even a children's book like the one she wanted to read so many years before. I guess this book is great for themes of persistence and hard work, if you're emphasizing that with your child or in the classroom. Also, just a great book if you're getting ready to study giraffes, to let children know where some of that original research came from. So I would highly recommend Annie and the Tower of Giraffes. Our next story today is Only the Trees Know by Jane Whittingham, illustrated by Sinyi Chu. Let's take a peek here. Maybe, thought Little Rabbit, the trees hadn't heard him. He did have a little rabbit voice, and the trees stood so high above him. Little Rabbit shouted up to the spindly branches, and he shouted into the sturdy trunks. He shouted in a high voice, and he shouted in a low voice. He shouted and shouted until his throat was sore. Still the trees didn't answer. Little Rabbit mirrors many children's frustration with late winter weather. He misses playing outside with his friends in the green, soft meadows. He asks his parents, when will it be spring? They tell him he needs to wait patiently. That is not the definitive answer he wants. So he asks his grandma, the oldest, wisest rabbit in the forest. She tells him only the trees know. So he goes to the trees. Excuse me, he says, when will it be spring? But the trees do not answer. Maybe the trees haven't noticed him, and that's what leads him into doing these things to be heard. He stands on his head, he waves his paws, he jiggles his ears, he jumps and spins and shouts. Still no answer from the tree. Finally, he is exhausted from all these failed attempts, and he curls up to rest in the roots of the tree. While drifting off to sleep, he smells the warm scent of soil spilling out from between the tree roots. New growth. He looks up and sees tiny green buds he had not noticed. The trees are telling him it will be spring soon, without even saying a word. While the illustrations are lovely and dreamy, I can see where this book might need a little pre-reading discussion to engage the pre-K and kindergarten crowd. The illustrations are timely can look like they could be timeless for adults, but like I said, a little pre-reading, maybe with some photographs of an actual tree through the 4 seasons, specifically focusing on the winter and then the spring photos to really help them latch onto that idea. Maybe even some waiting games where they're anticipating something like clapping, and then you say, I'm going to time it. You're not sure when we're going to clap, but we're going to clap. Just something to really build that sense of anticipation and that rabbit showing. So I think with a little background work, this could be a great read for young children. Definitely check out Only the Trees Know. Our third book today is Tyra's Not Talking by Lana Button, illustrated by Christine Batsu. Perhaps our friend is overwhelmed. She could be feeling shy, We'll give her time to settle in, and soon she'll get to know us. Though Tyra might not tell us things, we'll watch. Perhaps she'll show us. Why will a person not speak to new people and answer basic questions like, what is your name? How old are you? In this situation, should we speak louder? Is she being stubborn or rude? Is she just in a bad mood? These are the questions Kitty and her classmates are asking themselves about the new girl who doesn't speak. But instead of writing her off as antisocial, Kitty finds nonverbal ways to show her the ropes of the classroom and communicate. She includes her in various play activities throughout the day. She shows her where the bathroom is located, makes her feel comfortable. Kitty's approach to the new girl in class is a model children and adults can learn from. Instead of thinking the worst about someone who doesn't communicate, she looks for ways she can communicate. This is a great read for children who are expecting a new student to join the classroom. Children are often better at this actually than adults. I visit many classrooms and I see children more willing to engage new students and new people in a group sometimes than actually we do. So if your classroom is expecting a new student, or you know your child's classroom is expecting a new student, definitely check it out. Good lessons for all of us. Our final book today is Sunday Pancakes by Maya Tatsukawa. Love these illustrations. Pancakes, flapjacks, hot cakes. I hear rabbit. Friends and Sunday morning pancakes are a great combination. Cat wants to make pancakes, but is missing eggs and milk. So she calls her friends Rabbit and Moon Bear. They'll be right over with the missing ingredients, plus blueberries, carrots, and honey. A few drops and spills later, they're ready to begin making the pancakes. They measure and crack, pour and mix. Finally, they cook. The action and drama are good-natured while the pancakes are yummy. The soft pastel illustrations and easygoing personalities of the friends make a great early morning pre-breakfast read for young children. I can see this book leading to dramatic play at home or in a classroom kitchen center. I think this book would pair well with Hey Pancakes by Tamsin Weston. The end pages are great here, and it even gives a little recipe that parents and children can follow together. So the contrasting styles of the illustrations, I think, would make these books a great pair. So check them out, Sunday Pancakes. Also, while you're here, take out Hey Pancakes. Thank you for joining Massanutten Regional Library's online book talks. See you next time.